Are your kidneys working as well as they should, or are you one of millions of Americans walking around right now with kidney damage? And you don't even know it, because here's what most people don't understand. Your kidneys are filtering your blood every single minute of every single day, and when they start to fail, they do it silently, without warning, without pain, until it's too late. And suddenly, you're facing dialysis or kidney failure or worse. And I'm going to tell you something that might shock you right now as you're watching this video. Your kidneys could be struggling, and you wouldn't even feel it, because kidney disease doesn't hurt until the very end, and by then the damage is already done. But what if I told you that there are 5 simple drinks that you can make at home with ingredients from your local grocery store that can help restore your kidney function and improve filtration naturally? And these aren't expensive supplements or complicated treatments. These are simple, natural drinks that have been proven by science to support kidney health. And I'm going to share every single one of them with you today. My name is Dr. Rebecca Parker, and I've treated patients for over 20 years, and now I dedicate my work to senior health. And in all those years, I've seen too many seniors suffer from kidney problems that could have been prevented or improved with simple natural approaches. And the truth is that your kidneys are incredibly resilient organs, and when you give them the right support, they can heal and regenerate and improve their function, even if you've been told that your kidney disease is permanent. And I've seen it happen over and over again in my practice. Patients who were told they would need dialysis who turned their kidney health around completely just by making simple changes to what they drink every single day. And you're not alone in this, because according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 37 million American adults have chronic kidney disease, and most of them don't even know it. And the numbers are even higher among seniors, because as we age, our kidney function naturally declines. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to decline as much as it does for most people. And with the right approach, you can protect your kidneys and even improve their function. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, because I'm going to give you 5 powerful drinks that can make a real difference in your kidney health starting right now. But before we get into the drinks themselves, I need you to understand why your kidneys are so important and what happens when they start to fail. Because your kidneys are doing so much more than just making urine. They're filtering toxins from your blood, they're regulating your blood pressure, they're controlling your electrolyte balance, they're producing hormones that make red blood cells and keep your bones strong. And when your kidneys aren't working properly, all of these functions start to break down, and you end up with high blood pressure and anemia and bone disease and fluid retention, and eventually, if it gets bad enough, your blood becomes toxic and you need dialysis to survive. And I don't want that for you, and I know you don't want that for yourself either. And here's what makes kidney disease so dangerous. It's called the silent killer, because you can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before you have any symptoms at all. And by the time you're feeling tired or swollen or nauseous, your kidneys are already severely damaged. And that's why prevention is so critical. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing these natural drinks with you today. Because if you start taking care of your kidneys now, before you have symptoms, you can prevent so much suffering down the road. Now let me tell you about some of the biggest threats to your kidneys, especially for seniors. And the number 1 threat is diabetes, because high blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys. And over time, this leads to diabetic nephropathy, which is the leading cause of kidney failure in America. And the second biggest threat is high blood pressure, because when your blood pressure is too high, it puts strain on the delicate filtering units in your kidneys, and eventually they start to fail. And then there are other factors, like certain medications, especially pain medications like ibuprofen and naproxen that millions of seniors take every day without realizing they're damaging their kidneys. And there's dehydration, which is incredibly common in seniors, especially during those hot summer months or during the harsh winters when we don't feel as thirsty. And there are urinary tract infections and kidney stones, and even just the normal aging process. All of these things contribute to declining kidney function. If this information is meaningful to you and you're starting to realize how important kidney health really is, then please hit that like button, because it helps other seniors find this material and it lets me know that this content is making a difference in people's lives. So let's talk about the first drink. And this one is something that I recommend to almost every single one of my patients who's concerned about kidney health. And it's so simple that you probably already have everything you need in your kitchen right now. And this drink is lemon water. But not just any lemon water. We're going to make it the right way to maximize the kidney benefits, because lemons are incredibly powerful for kidney health. And here's why lemons contain citrate, which is a natural compound that prevents kidney stones from forming. And if you've ever had a kidney stone, you know how excruciatingly painful they are, and you'll do anything to prevent another one. And citrate works by binding to calcium in your urine and preventing it from crystallizing into stones. And studies have shown that drinking lemon water every day can reduce kidney stone formation by up to 50%. And that's a huge benefit right there. But lemons do even more than that, because they're also rich in vitamin C, which is a powerful antioxidant that protects your kidney cells from damage, and they help alkalize your urine, which creates an environment that's less friendly to bacteria and helps prevent urinary tract infections, which, as we know, can lead to kidney infections if left untreated. So here's exactly how to make this kidney-supporting lemon water. And I want you to follow this protocol starting tomorrow morning, because consistency is key, and the ingredients are simple. You need fresh lemons, not bottled lemon juice, because fresh lemons have much higher levels of citrate and beneficial compounds. And you need clean filtered water, and that's it. Here's what you do every morning when you wake up before you eat or drink anything else. Squeeze half a fresh lemon into a large glass that's about 12 to 16 ounces of room temperature or warm water. And room temperature or warm water is important because cold water can be a shock to your system first thing in the morning, and it's harder for your body to absorb, and then you drink this down completely. And the goal is to drink at least 2 to 3 glasses of this lemon water throughout the day. So you're getting the juice of 1 to 1.5 lemons daily. And you can drink 1 glass first thing in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. And this gives your kidneys a steady supply of citrate throughout the day and helps keep them functioning optimally. And here's a tip that a lot of people don't know after you drink lemon water. Rinse your mouth with plain water, because the acid in lemons can erode tooth enamel over time if you're not careful. And this simple rinse protects your teeth while you're protecting your kidneys. And you can find fresh lemons at any grocery store from Walmart to your local farmer's market. And they're inexpensive and available year-round. And this is one of the most cost-effective kidney-supporting strategies you can possibly implement. Now I remember a patient of mine, a 71-year-old woman named Dorothy from a small town in Iowa, and Dorothy had been struggling with recurring kidney stones for years, and she had been to the emergency room multiple times with the excruciating pain, and her urologist had told her she would probably keep getting stones for the rest of her life. And when she came to see me, I put her on this simple lemon water protocol, and I told her to drink it faithfully every single day. And Dorothy was skeptical at first because it seemed too simple to work, but she committed to it, and she drank her lemon water every morning and afternoon for 6 months. And when she went back for her follow-up imaging, there were no new stones, and the small stones that had been forming were gone. and her urologist was amazed. And Dorothy told me with tears in her eyes that this simple drink had given her her life back because she was no longer living in fear of that terrible pain. Now let's move on to the second drink, and this one is a little less common, but it's incredibly powerful for kidney health. And it's something that's been used in traditional medicine for centuries, but it's finally getting the scientific recognition it deserves. And this drink is cranberry juice. But again, not just any cranberry juice, because most of the cranberry juice you find at the grocery store is loaded with sugar, which is terrible for your kidneys. So we need to be very specific about the type of cranberry juice we're using. Cranberries are amazing for kidney health, and here's why: they contain compounds called proanthocyanidins, which prevent bacteria from sticking to the walls of your urinary tract. And this is incredibly important because urinary tract infections are extremely common in seniors, especially in women. And when these infections aren't treated properly, they can travel up to the kidneys and cause serious kidney infections and damage. And cranberry juice has been proven in multiple studies to reduce the risk of urinary tract infections by up to 50%. And beyond preventing infections, cranberries are also rich in antioxidants that protect your kidney cells from oxidative stress and inflammation, which are two of the main drivers of kidney damage, and they help reduce inflammation throughout your urinary system and support healthy kidney function. So here's how to use cranberry juice properly for kidney health. And this is critical because if you do it wrong, you could actually harm your kidneys instead of helping them. So first you need to buy pure, unsweetened cranberry juice, and you can find this at most health food stores or in the natural food section of stores like Whole Foods or even Walmart. And it's usually labeled as 100% cranberry juice with no sugar added. And yes, it tastes very tart and sour, but that's how, it's the real thing, and the sugary cranberry cocktails that most people buy are not going to give you these benefits. And in fact, the high sugar content will actually harm your kidneys. Here's what you do. Take about 4 to 8 ounces of pure unsweetened cranberry juice and dilute it with water, because drinking it straight can be hard on your stomach, and you can mix it half and half with water or even more water if you prefer. And you can add a small amount of stevia or a tiny bit of honey if you absolutely need some sweetness. But try to keep added sugars to a minimum and drink this once or twice a day. And the best times are in the morning and in the evening. And if you have a history of urinary tract infections or kidney stones, this drink can be especially beneficial for you, and you can find unsweetened cranberry juice at pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens, and at your local grocery store. Now let me tell you something important about cranberry juice and kidney stones, because there's been some confusion about this, and some people have been told to avoid cranberries if they have kidney stones. But the research shows that cranberry juice is actually beneficial for most types of kidney stones. And the only exception is if you have a rare type of stone called an oxalate stone. And if you're not sure what type of stones you have, ask your doctor. But for the vast majority of people, cranberry juice is safe and beneficial. Write in the comments, have you ever tried cranberry juice for kidney health or lemon water? And what was your experience? Because I really want to hear from you. And your story could help someone else in this community who's struggling with the same issues. The third drink I want to share with you is something that's been a staple in American culture for generations. And it's one of my personal favorites. And it's green tea. And I'm not talking about those sugary bottled green teas you see at the gas station. I'm talking about real brewed green tea. And green tea is absolutely incredible for kidney health because it contains powerful antioxidants called catechins. And these catechins protect your kidney cells from damage and inflammation, and they help improve kidney function and filtration. And studies have shown that people who drink green tea regularly have lower rates of kidney disease and better overall kidney function than people who don't drink it. And here's what's really interesting about green tea. It helps reduce inflammation throughout your entire body. And chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of kidney disease, especially in seniors. And when you reduce inflammation, you reduce the stress on your kidneys and allow them to function more efficiently. And green tea also helps regulate blood pressure, which, as we talked about earlier, is one of the biggest threats to kidney health. And it helps improve blood sugar control, which protects against diabetic kidney disease. And it even helps with weight management, which reduces the overall burden on your kidneys. So here's how to prepare green tea for maximum kidney benefits. And you want to brew it properly, because if you brew it wrong, you can destroy some of the beneficial compounds. And here's what you do. Bring filtered water to a boil, and then let it cool for about 2 minutes. Because if the water is too hot, it will make the tea bitter and destroy some of the catechins, and then pour the water over a green tea bag, or about 1 teaspoon of loose leaf green tea, and let it steep for 3 to 5 minutes. And the longer you steep it, the more antioxidants you'll extract. But if you steep it too long, it gets bitter. So find the sweet spot that works for you and drink it plain without sugar or milk. Because adding sugar defeats the purpose, and milk can bind to some of the beneficial compounds and make them less effective. I recommend drinking 2 to 3 cups of green tea per day, and you can drink it in the morning as part of your breakfast routine or in the afternoon as a pick-me-up instead of coffee. And you can find high-quality green tea at any grocery store or pharmacy. And it's very affordable. And if you're sensitive to caffeine, you can look for decaffeinated green tea, which still has most of the beneficial compounds, but won't keep you up at night. And during those cold winter months across America, especially in the Midwest and Northeast, a warm cup of green tea can be incredibly comforting while also supporting your kidney health. If you want access to exclusive content recipes and deeper advice about kidney health and other senior health topics, become a channel member. Because there I share even more detailed protocols, meal plans, and one-on-one support from our community. Now let's talk about the 4th drink. And this one might surprise you because it's not something most people think of as a health drink. But it's absolutely wonderful for your kidneys, and it's beet juice, and beets are amazing vegetables that are packed with nutrients that specifically support kidney function. And the main benefit of beets comes from their high nitrate content, and your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, which is a compound that relaxes and dilates your blood vessels. And this improves blood flow throughout your entire body, including to your kidneys. And when blood flow to your kidneys improves, they can filter more efficiently and function better. And studies have shown that beet juice can lower blood pressure significantly, which, as we know, is crucial for protecting your kidneys. But beets do even more than that because they're also rich in antioxidants called betalains, which give beets their deep red color. And these betalains are incredibly powerful at reducing inflammation and oxidative stress in your kidneys. And they help protect your kidney cells from damage, and they support the detoxification processes that your kidneys are constantly performing. And beets are also a good source of fiber and folate and potassium, all of which support overall kidney health when consumed in appropriate amounts. Now, here's how to use beet juice. And I need to give you an important warning if you have a history of calcium oxalate kidney stones. You should talk to your doctor before consuming large amounts of beets, because beets are high in oxalates, which can contribute to stone formation in susceptible people. But for most people, beets are safe and beneficial. And here's what you do. You can either buy fresh beets and juice them yourself if you have a juicer, or you can buy pre-made beet juice at health food stores, or even at regular grocery stores, and look for 100% beet juice with no added sugars or artificial ingredients. Start with a small amount, maybe 4 ounces of beet juice mixed with 4 ounces of water or apple juice, because beet juice is very strong and can cause stomach upset if you drink too much too quickly, and gradually work your way up to about 8 ounces of diluted beet juice per day. And the best time to drink it is in the morning or before exercise, because the nitric oxide boost can improve your energy and circulation. And don't be alarmed if your urine or stools turn reddish after drinking beet juice. This is completely normal and harmless, and it's called beturia, and it just means your body is processing the betalain pigments. And I want to share a story with you about a patient named George, who was 68 years old from Michigan. And George had high blood pressure that wasn't well controlled, even with multiple medications. And his kidney function was starting to decline, and his doctor was worried that he was heading toward kidney failure. And when George came to see me, I suggested he add beet juice to his daily routine, along with some other dietary changes. And George was skeptical. But he was also desperate because he didn't want to end up on dialysis, and he started drinking 8 ounces of diluted beet juice every morning, and within just 2 weeks, his blood pressure started to come down. And after 3 months, his kidney function tests showed improvement, and his doctor was able to reduce some of his blood pressure medications. And George couldn't believe that something as simple as beet juice could make such a difference. But the science backs it up, and I've seen it work for many patients. If this video has been helpful so far, please hit that like button, because it really does help other seniors find this information, and it encourages me to keep creating content like this. Now let's talk about the 5th and final drink. And this one is my personal favorite because it's so versatile and delicious, and it's incredibly powerful for kidney health. And this drink is fresh vegetable juice. And I'm talking about juicing fresh vegetables like celery and cucumber and parsley and cilantro and carrots. And these vegetables are loaded with nutrients that support kidney function and help with detoxification. And the beauty of vegetable juice is that you can customize it based on your preferences and what's available at your local grocery store. Let me explain why vegetable juice is so beneficial for your kidneys. And it starts with hydration because most seniors don't drink enough water. And chronic dehydration is one of the leading causes of declining kidney function. And when you drink fresh vegetable juice, you're not only getting water, you're also getting electrolytes and minerals that help your kidneys maintain proper fluid balance. And you're getting vitamins and antioxidants that protect your kidney cells from damage. And specific vegetables like celery and cucumber have natural diuretic properties, which means they help your kidneys flush out toxins and excess fluids without the harsh effects of pharmaceutical diuretics. Parsley is especially powerful for kidney health because it contains compounds that help prevent kidney stones and support healthy kidney filtration. And it's been used for centuries in traditional medicine as a kidney tonic, and cilantro is amazing for helping your body eliminate heavy metals, which can accumulate in your kidneys and cause damage over time. And carrots provide beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A, and vitamin A is essential for maintaining the health of the cells that line your urinary tract and kidneys. So, here's a simple vegetable juice recipe that I recommend to my patients, and you'll need a juicer to make this. And if you don't have one, you can find affordable juicers at stores like Target or Walmart, or you can even use a blender and then strain the mixture through a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth. And here are the ingredients you need: 2 stalks of celery, 1 medium cucumber, half a bunch of fresh parsley, a handful of fresh cilantro, 1 medium carrot, and half a lemon. And you simply wash all the vegetables thoroughly and run them through your juicer, and you'll get about 12 to 16 ounces of fresh juice, and drink this immediately. because fresh juice loses its nutrients quickly when exposed to air and light. You can drink this vegetable juice once a day, preferably in the morning on an empty stomach, so your body can absorb all the nutrients efficiently. And if the taste is too strong for you at first, you can add a small piece of apple or a little bit of ginger to make it more palatable. And you can adjust the recipe based on what's in season and what you like. And the key is to use fresh, organic vegetables whenever possible, because they have higher nutrient levels and fewer pesticides. And you can find all these vegetables at any grocery store or farmer's market across America. And here's something really important about vegetable juice. If you have advanced kidney disease or if you're on dialysis, you need to be very careful with potassium intake, because some vegetables, like spinach and Swiss chard, are very high in potassium. And too much potassium can be dangerous if your kidneys aren't functioning well. So always talk to your doctor before starting any new dietary protocol, especially if you have existing kidney problems. But for most people with normal or mildly impaired kidney function, fresh vegetable juice is incredibly beneficial. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about how all 5 of these drinks work together, because they're not meant to be used in isolation, and the real power comes when you incorporate multiple drinks into your daily routine and create a comprehensive kidney-supporting protocol. And here's what I recommend to my patients. Start your day with a glass of warm lemon water to alkalize your system and provide citrate for kidney stone prevention, and then have a cup of green tea with breakfast for antioxidant protection and inflammation reduction. And in the afternoon, drink your fresh vegetable juice or cranberry juice for hydration and detoxification support. And if you're using beet juice, have that in the morning or before physical activity. And by rotating through these drinks throughout the day, you're giving your kidneys constant support and protection, and you're creating an environment where they can heal and function optimally.